Good evening.
Hey guys, so we're live with Running Man Sam and CCA Fit. Don't know if you know me. If you do, then I'm running with Stephen. I don't know if you're from Sam's side or Christy's side, but I'm running with Stephen anyway. So I'll just pass you over to Sam and Chris. Just they can fill you in a wee bit about themselves.
Yeah, so as you'll probably be able to see from my name below, I'm Running Man Sam. It's normally me hosting these lives on my channel. I've had Stephen on before, and I've had Chris on as well. But today it is my turn to sit back and let Stephen drive. So I'm just basically a bit of a runner, a bit of a weightlifter, a bit of a YouTuber, a bit of everything.
Very good. And apologies, I'm on the beer terrace at the gym, but I'm CCA Fit or Chris. I like to run. I like to go to the gym sometimes, and it just so happens that there's a game on in the background, so I'm cheering the boys on.
I know, Chris. The Scotland game's on the night as well, so it's just unfortunate that when we scheduled this 2 weeks ago that we didn't realise it was a Scotland and England game, both playing the night. So without further ado, we'll just get started. So guys, we were supposed to meet up last year. Was it March, April?
Yeah, something like that.
And then
and October.
I think
October. We're going to go camp in October, weren't we? Run around the lakes, but
definitely. So
Scotland.
We had planned a trip to Coniston, wasn't it, Chris?
Yeah.
And we had a big camping session all set up, and nothing actually happened, did it, because of COVID?
Yeah.
No, I think in England could have gone up. There wouldn't have been much going on, and not a great deal would have been open. But I don't think you were allowed out of Scotland, were you?
No, definitely. No, I was. I actually got the sturgeon came in and says, "You can't travel," so I was not allowed to travel. So happy days.
Yeah, me and Chris could have gone.
But the thought of camping in the middle of October, when it's like pretty cold of an evening,
Yeah, definitely.
It was miserable. So Charlotte B said, "Hey, Charlotte."
Hey.
So basically, us three guys met through Sam, I believe.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sam, I think it was some random ads to the group, wasn't it, or to the Instagram?
Yeah. I got talking to Sam because I'd injured me. I can't remember what I'd injured. I pretty much injured everything from my hips down.
I think it was your glute. I think it was your glute.
It might have been my glute. It might have been a knee, but whatever it was, he gave me a load of stretching exercises and a load of advice, and then from there we just kept chatting, haven't we? And
we just like merged into one chat, didn't we? I was chatting to you, I was chatting to Stephen, and we were all getting on. So I said, "Oh, let's force each other to be friends." And
and then that's when the lads on tour group chat started on WhatsApp, isn't it?
Yeah, going a little bit better than the Manchester chat, which has died a death already.
I'm sure the Manchester boys will warm up a bit closer to the event.
So I think Charlotte S had asked us a question last night. What's been your hardest race and run, and why, guys?
Who are you asking first?
So Sam, you go first.
Hardest race. Probably my hardest race has got to be probably the lap challenge that I did. The first ever marathon that I did it's like a Saxons, Vikings, and Normans lap challenge. So basically, the course is about 3.28 miles, and basically you're there for the day. They're camped up. They've got like sweets and biscuits and all that kind of jazz at the start, and you just do a lap. So you do one lap, you get your little ticket thing punched to say, yeah, you've done a lap. And basically you got 6 hours. You don't have to be there for 6 hours, but you got 6 hours. You can do as many laps as you want within that time frame. And so I think my longest run at that point was still probably 15 miles, something like that. I'd only been running for a little while, and I just thought, well, let's see if I can do a marathon today then. And I ended up doing a marathon. I think it was about 30 degrees Celsius that day. It was absolutely boiling. I was like burnt to a crisp by the end of it. And yeah, that's probably my hardest one. Like I said, I did finish a marathon distance, and then by the end of it, I was in absolute like bits. Like my legs were just destroyed. Yeah, so probably that.
I think I actually done that one day, Sam. See, just to answer my own question there, I done that one day. Remember, I put in the group chat. Right, I'm just going to go for the marathon distance today, and I went 20 miles in, and Chris, you were like, "What are you doing? Where did this come from?" It was like mid Sunday morning. You're like, "What are you doing?"
And you
I
ended
was
up doing like, well, how far did you go?
I think it was 20 miles at the time, and that was like about a year ago, roughly just
Yeah.
now. And I just started running. Like the furthest I had ever run was 13 mile, I think. And it was absolutely horrendous. Like I was leg cramps. I was just dying inside, like slowly dying.
Well, mine's actually a shorter distance, and it was only last month. So I've done, I don't know, probably about 15 races now in the last year. And I think the hardest one I've done so far is a place called Heaton Park 5K. To do a 5K, a 10K, and a half marathon in Heaton Park in Manchester, it's really hilly. And Heaton Park's a massive park. You could map out a much easier course. But the course has got at least two very steep hills. So it's only sort of 5K. It's got probably about 250 feet of elevation. And that's not masses, but it's a lot for a 5K.
Yeah.
But they're all in like two short sections. So you'd be bombing along and then you hit that really steep hill that just takes all of your pace out of you. And I was a little bit niggly before it, so I had some problems with.
I think I actually remember you doing that, Chris. I think you were absolutely gubbed after it.
It was only about 6 weeks ago. I think I ran 20:40 or something like that, which I think got me 14th, which kind of shows you how tough the course is, really.
Definitely.
Normally you'd be way down with that time.
So we've got a few people on here. We've got John. Hi, John.
Hello, mate.
Toxin 543 from Germany. Hi. Natalie Buchanan. Hi. Carl as well.
Well, hey.
Sorry, see my Scottish Carl. It's kind of like when I go to say Carl, it comes out as like Carol.
Carol. We got Carol here.
You're saying weather looks good. The weather's always good on the Mersey Riviera.
Sorry, Chris. It looks like you're out on the Queen's tennis court, or Queen's tennis. Chris just showed us. There you go. That's Chris's backyard, by the way, in case you don't know.
Yeah, just scrub out the David Lloyd sign over there.
So, John said it's been nice up north this last week, bit murky yesterday, but we have missed out on most of the rain. I don't know, did you guys have rain, Sam?
Yeah, it was raining all day yesterday, and it was raining a little bit today. It's been quite blowy, actually, today. When I went out for a run earlier, it was quite windy.
No, we've had really good weather.
It's weird, isn't it? I remember when you two have had it snowing before, and I've had it sunny. It's so weird.
I think that your last video, Sam, we had it really, really nice, and you were like, I'm going out in the rain, and I'm like, to be honest, it's really nice here.
So weird.
So, just my question for you is, I know probably we've answered this before, but if you could run anywhere in the world, where would you run?
Yeah, I don't really know, to be honest. It's not something I've ever really massively thought about. So yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest. If I could run anywhere,
if I had to do a
Chris
marathon,
fill it in.
Yeah, if I had to do a marathon, and I'm sure I will do a marathon over the next couple of years, I'd like to do Berlin Marathon.
Yeah.
Do you know, I think I would be interested in that as well, Chris, and probably Sam as well.
Yeah, and let's be honest, Berlin's not bad for a few beers afterwards. Go and get lost for the weekend afterwards.
Yeah, or Amsterdam, either of those would be good fun.
yeah. Sponsored by Heineken.
When I was thinking about this live last night, I was thinking I would probably actually like to do now the big 6 marathons, like London, New York. Now, I think I would actually like at some point in my life to have completed like the 6 of them. I think it would be a really big achievement.
Yeah, see, like we was talking about the other day, my I don't love the longer distance stuff, you know. Like I know I'm pretty good at it, like for an average runner, but I just don't really enjoy it. I don't really enjoy the training for it. I don't enjoy the stress of thinking, oh, this week I've got to knock out 50 miles, 60 miles or whatever, or oh, I need to go out and do like a 14, 15-mile run. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it would be interesting. But yeah, I don't know if it's like a big thing on my list of things to do to like go and get the 6 big marathons. But I can see the appeal to it, definitely.
Well, definitely. So remember, guys, you can ask questions if you like by just putting in hashtag question. It's not like the comments are no blown up anyway, so I will see if your question comes up.
You mean you haven't hit the big time? You're not got 1,000 million people watching? What's
Oh,
going
but
on?
unfortunately, I just never know everybody's comment.
Everyone's watching the footy.
I know that's it. Well, it was just an unfortunate occasion. So, Sam, there's Charlotte backing up. There's so much rain there.
Yeah.
So, Craig is in the house. Hello, Craig.
Well, hey.
Well, that's a good question.
If you could be sponsored for shoes, what brand would you pick? And the brand lineup, what excites you? And the brand that works best for you? Run style and foot shape. So, we'll probably break that down into 3 there. What brand would you pick?
What to sponsor?
If you could be sponsored for shoes.
I don't know much about shoes. I never really paid much interest
Are
in
you
shoes.
kidding, Sam?
You like them sketches, don't you, Sam?
Yeah. I guess if I had to be sponsored by a shoe.
Just saying, Sam, have you actually seen the Skechers shoe that's the elite level Skechers?
Yeah, I have.
It's like 160 quid or something, but it looks interesting.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it looks interesting. I've never really been, I'm not saying I wouldn't try it, but it's not something that like jumps to my mind. Like I really want to try it, only because of just some of the reviews I've seen on some of the other Skechers shoes. But yeah, definitely, I'm not someone that's going to like make up my mind before I've tried a shoe. But yeah, no, I haven't thought about it yet. And I mean, at the moment, I've got some boxes next to me for some of the shoes that I'm going to sell. Like these are the ones that I've bought recently. I've got 5 boxes next to me, so I've had 5 new shoes in about 3 weeks. It's mental. So I need to like.
So Sam, what
chill.
would you say would be the brand that excites you the most then?
We all know the answer to this.
New Balance, Adidas.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I love Adidas shoes, and I really do enjoy the Adios 6, and I love the Adios 1. I don't hate the Adios 2, but it's annoyed me a little bit. It's annoyed me that
the Pro,
that they've changed it. Because I really did love the first one, like absolutely loved it. But yeah, don't get me wrong. I've only gone for one run in it, and it was 4 miles. But you feel what you feel at the end of the day. So even though it was only 4 miles, I still know what it was feeling like when I was running, and I was worried about that stability of it. But yeah, I mean, I guess if I had to pick anything, it probably would be maybe Adidas. I just think their stuff is more affordable, but also like a little bit of a better quality than stuff like Nike and stuff like that.
What about you, Chris?
I'm more of a. Sorry, just get rid of this. I'm more of a Nike person, I think. I love the Alphas. I like the Next, but I love training in the Tempos as well. So, yeah, I like those 3 shoes. The sort of everydayers, the Invincibles, and the others don't really. They're other brands for me, but for faster sessions, I'd probably go with Nike. I get on with the Alphas, and I think I probably change my running style, so I'm landing more on the pods than I would have without them, and I've just sort of adapted my running style to
See, it's funny how some people actually like the Alphas and some people don't. And it's chalk and cheese here. We used to like one person really loves them and then the other person really.
Well, no, I
loved
them. I loved them. I loved running in them because it was fast. Like it does make you feel quick. It makes it easier to run faster for longer. It's just my foot. It was my right foot. It didn't do anything to my left foot. My left foot was always fine. But so it just shows that if you've probably got a certain type of biomechanic, or your foot is a certain way, or you run a certain way. Obviously, I don't know the exact way, but obviously, as we've seen from some of the other lives that I've done, is that other people do agree that they've had issues. I know Carl, if he's still watching, he had issues with the Alpha Fly. He said that he thinks that caused problems with his foot. Obviously, we had Joe that had issues with it as well. And obviously we had Mike on, didn't we, as well? He had issues with it too. So, you know, but I think it is all just down to the person. Just because it affects one person, like that's their opinion, but it doesn't mean it's going to affect everyone the exact same.
Yeah.
I
would love to try the Pro One, the one without the cutaway, just to see the difference, because obviously that's a lot more stable, isn't it, than the Alpha? The Alpha
definitely.
is.
That was a good question, Craig. I think we answered the second part of your question there with the foot style and the foot shape. For me, myself, I really love New Balance. I know you guys know that, and Sam, I think you're sort of coming round to it with the RC Elite 2, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really a brand person. Do you know what I mean? I never have been. Like even with clothing, you know, like I've never been like, I got to buy the most expensive jeans or like the most expensive top or a Lacoste top or like a whatever, you know. Like I don't really care as long as I think the quality is good and I'm getting good value for money. I couldn't care less if it was like New Balance, Reebok,
as long as it works,
anything. Yeah. I mean, there are certain shoe companies that work for me the majority of the time better than others, but you know, I can have a shoe from one of my favorite companies, i.e. Adidas, that works awesome, and then another one that doesn't work so well. So I think it all just depends on the individual shoe. But yeah, the New Balance RC Elite 2, which I took out today, I enjoyed that. That was a comfortable shoe, a nice feeling shoe.
Good. We're looking forward to the video, Sam.
Well, if I can get the thing to save.
I was just going to say, you mentioned something there around pricing. And I still can't understand it. How you can still buy a Next Percent 1 £40 more expensive or £40 more expensive than the Next Percent 2, which has got a better upper, which in theory is a better shoe.
It's crazy.
I don't know what's going on with that.
Can't understand why you would.
So we've got a couple of comments here. Don't go to Berlin. Cologne is the race to be. Do you know anything about that, Chris?
No.
No. Charlotte saying hi. She's here.
Oh, she made it. She's probably in a bush somewhere.
Setting fire to something or someone.
Someone. Yeah. She's got
Sketchman Sam.
Sketchman Sam.
Didn't Charlotte ask a question about clothing? Who wears the maddest clothing?
So she did. She says who wore the loudest clothing and whose wardrobe was the loudest.
Well, I think the answer to that's quite obvious.
I think this needs to be documented on video. I think this is why we want this done.
Well,
I wouldn't say it was me.
No, I think it's obvious who wears the most loud clothes, isn't it? To be honest, so if you look at what I wear most of the time.
Sorry, I put that one up. So SK, I can't even remember who SK is, but Stephen, you sound like Callum Hawkins. Who does Callum Hawkins sound like?
Stephen Hawkins' brother? I don't know.
Get that quite some question. Charlotte, what is your favourite brand of sports clothing? You just answered that there, Sam, didn't you? You've not really got
yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess with clothing it might be slightly different. I do think Adidas make better quality in terms of like lasting longer, as in they just don't fray as much and all that kind of stuff. But I do like the style of the Nike tops and the Nike shorts, you know, that kind of stuff. I do think, as we just said there, I like stuff that like look a little bit leery, you know, stuff that's a little bit colourful. Also, the amount of times I'm running on the road, a car is not going to miss me the way that I dress. So I'm going to put safety first, you know. Like I like to dress, you know. If you're running out on the road, I do a lot of country lane running, and if I'm running along the country lanes dressed in black, I'm going to get hit by a car. If I run around dressing like flipping, whatever the mad colours that I'm wearing, the chances are that I'll be seen a lot easier.
So, what about you, Chris?
We're not talking about high vis, mad.
No, but you're quite varied, aren't you? Like,
well, I guess so. I really like New Balance vests and New Balance shorts. So for me, like running gear, New Balance, because it fits really well. I know I'm a large in X or a medium, and it just works. Fits well. Not too expensive, and it seems to last pretty well.
You like that Source stuff as well, though, don't you?
Oh, I like the Source stuff too. But that is expensive, but it is.
I think you like that
at the same time.
I think you like that for sort of elite racing, Chris, don't you? Like when you're going to like a race that you really want to do well in, you wear the sore stuff, the compression stuff, don't you?
Yeah, I've got the Soar speed shorts. I've got
Mm-hmm.
like an elite zipper top, which is great for like autumn and winter. To be honest, I was going out in the winter and it's dead thin, but it's really warm.
Mm.
You don't need anything underneath. It can be like 2 degrees. You just wear it, zip it up. It's great. The Soar stuff is really good, but it ain't cheap either. So.
A question from John here. I already know that we used two guys are obviously. So where do you guys strike when you run, and are you midsole or heel strikers?
Yeah, I'm definitely more of a like mid-foot to forefoot striker.
Yeah, same here.
I'm definitely, for me, I'm a heel striker. Although that might change the faster I get, because I've noticed myself like striking with the forefoot when I'm at the higher speeds and you're sort of your gait cycle is a wee bit loose and it's so uneven.
Yeah.
So Charlotte asked a question: when has fitness helped you out through a life event, struggle, or mental health, and the most, and why? Sam,
Who you're asking? Me. Yeah, I mean, lots of occasions, really. To be honest, if I couldn't run or weight train, I'd probably be a miserable person. It's a thing that sort of gets me away from stress. If I'm in a bad mood, that kind of thing. When I couldn't run, when I hurt my foot, I just was in a bad mood all the time. Like I just was stressed out. So yeah, I mean, running does just from a day-to-day basis help me feel better. To be honest, it makes me feel more like myself.
definitely. What about you, Chris?
Same, really. I took up the gym and then running when the gym shut, just to keep fit, but also, as you say, to sort of just de-stress, detune. Have your own thing to do.
I think it just erases the day, doesn't it? It gets you on a level playing field, and it just makes you feel happier about the day in general and leave
It
everything
does,
behind you.
and after a while, well, not even after a while, for a few runs, you get addicted to the endorphins, don't you? So
Yeah.
Definitely, and I can really relate with being this injured state just now. It's really doing my head in big
it's
time.
horrible. Yeah, it's horrible.
How long have you
So,
been not running now?
so the 14th of May, so it's 5 weeks.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
horrible, isn't it?
5 weeks, somewhere. So it's just horrible. Now,
This is your first injury, isn't it? Really?
it's
Like,
a first proper injury that's kept me
yeah.
out for doing absolutely everything.
Because
And
me and
even
Chris have had a couple, haven't we? Since we've all been talking, like we've been out for a couple of small occasions. But
a week or 2 weeks here.
yeah,
Now.
well, when I did my foot, that was about 2-3 months. That was.
So a question from Toxin here. So how to improve your 5k time, currently 18:55 in a couple of months, should I do many intervals? Well, he should join the RMS Run Club, Sam,
Yeah,
because
definitely.
he'll be well up there. So I think I have linked RMS Run Club down in the descriptions here of the live, so you can head over to Instagram there and join us there, and we'll happily explain it. But Sam, do you want to answer this one just quickly?
Yeah, so yeah, like Stephen said, head over there because we do a lot of community coaching over there, and that's the purpose of our page, really, is just to help people get better. But yeah, so what you want to do is obviously run your slow, run slow, and run your fast, runs fast. So make sure you do interval training, like you say, at your goal race pace or quicker. And then obviously every week you want to do like a tempo run where you're running at sort of a pace that you can comfortably hold for about an hour or so, but not for an hour. So you'd be running at, I don't know, 4 to 6 miles, something like that. And yeah, I think that one of the most important things to get faster as well is to actually just increase your mileage, just to run further, not necessarily every day, but just more often. But it doesn't have to be fast stuff all the time. You can run, so you need to run slow really to be able to make those faster sessions count.
Definitely. So Toxin does say on the Vaporfly price difference, you can use the discounts on the next percent one to bring the price down, whereas no discounts are applied to the next percent two, at least on Nike site here in Germany. I think that was initially here because the next percent two was like launch day or a launch product, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But again, I think I could use the birthday code on the Nike site and get them down that way.
Oh, yeah, you get 25% off. The birthday code's great, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
I
need to
don't
just
think that
keep on
works on
registering.
the Vaporfly or the Alphafly, though, does it?
So
yeah.
I was able to apply it. See, after I bought them the first time, so I
Right.
was able to apply it the second time for them.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. Yeah.
So I got
think,
my white Nike, my white necks, the
Yeah.
Academ ones from this year. My birthday's in January, and I got it 25% off. So
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
it's decent. So we have Chris Chadwick, ultra runner,
Yeah.
1990, I think it
Something
is.
like that. Yeah, I know him, mate.
Hi
Yeah.
Chris, how you
Hello,
doing?
mate.
So it brings me up to my next question for you guys. Have you got any races coming up, Chris? I know you've got like a calendar full. Like let's just keep it brief, Chris.
I'll just tell you the next three then, shall I? I've got a race in 48 hours. I'll be on my way home from a race. I've got Media City 5K in Salford, a run through race on Thursday, and then the weekend after, I've got it's called RIL 5K series. It's round the BMX bike track
Right.
Yeah.
in Welsh Wales. It's a really fast course. It's only like I don't know. I managed to get on it. I'll be like one of the slowest people on it. It's a select thing. You've got to be a club runner. You've got to be able to run comfortably under 20 minutes, I think. And it's only
Sounds
open
fun.
to 50. It's only open to 50 people, but it's on a BMX like flat bike track, and it's
Right.
like pretty quick. I've got that.
Decent.
And then after that, I've got Wilmslow 10K, which is on the 11th of July. Which again
Do you
is
say
another quick
Winflow?
one. Wilmslow, yeah.
Oh, is that the one that Matt's doing? Matt, you know that big Matt runs. He's doing a 10K.
I'd imagine, yeah, because it's in his neck of the woods.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. I think he said Winslow or Winflow, whatever. So it
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
similar
Yeah,
to
it
what
will
you
be,
just
yeah.
said. Yeah,
If he PB's telling me cheated because the first 4 miles are all downhill, which is why I'm doing it too.
Well, you sound like I know we have the London Marathon coming up. So you're just going to complete marathon training as much as you don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, so this weekend I just did my first athletics competition. So I did an 800-meter race, a 400-meter race. I was going to do a 5,000-meter race as well. But anyone that thinks that they can do an 800, 400, and 5,000, I'm telling you now, you can't. Because I thought that you could easily do that. I thought I can run 400, 800, and 5, no problem at all. But you just do not realise how much that 800 takes it out of you. You know, I was running that 800 meters at 4-minute mile pace. I did that 800 meters at 4. So I did half a mile in like a 4-minute mile pace. It's mental, you know. And
It's
so
funny you should say that, Sam. So see, when I done my 5K, that PB at 20 minutes, I was absolutely exhausted for days. Like I was knackered. I felt like I'd run a marathon.
So when it came to doing the 400, do you know what? I've got the results through now. I still did that 400 meters in 64 seconds, which, let's be honest, is still quick. Yeah. But as you can see from my video, I was 10 seconds behind everyone else. So it shows you the difference between people that run 400 meters as a race, you know, like, and I have no doubt that if I'd run that fresh, I probably could have done maybe 55 seconds, but you know, just after that 800 meters, I was dead. But yeah, so anyway, in terms of races coming up, on the 11th next month, we have our next Southern Athletics competition. So I'll be looking to see what I can specialise in again this time. Probably do the 800 meters again, or maybe save myself for the 5,000 and do a couple more of the field events. I'll probably give shot another go, maybe give long jump a go, that sort of stuff. And then, yeah, so in terms of like road racing that I've got coming up, I haven't got any 5Ks or 10Ks or anything like that booked at the moment. So the most sort of training that I'll be doing probably for the London Marathon. But yeah, just I was saying to these two earlier, I want to be like really, really, really good at something rather than just like okay or slightly above average at loads of different things. And I just don't feel like I can sort of smash out a 400 meters and be like really good in 400 meters and smash out a marathon. And you can't smash out everything.
It takes too much out of you, even just the training, the longer
Yeah,
run.
and they're just different types of training. Athletics training is more type 2 fiber muscles, fast twitch stuff. And obviously, if you're running long distance, you're changing those fast twitch fibers to slow twitch fibers. You can't be good at both. You can be pretty good at both, but you can't stand out in both. And I just enjoy the shorter stuff more. I just enjoy it more. It's more fun for me. I like running really fast. So I'm thinking like after this marathon is out of the way, that I'll still probably do 10K races and I'll do the odd half marathon race. And I'm not saying I'll never do a long run, but I don't have any interest in doing a marathon again after this, if I'm honest. But that might change. But that's just how I feel.
Does anybody need the ice cream van? Because I've got the ice cream van just pulled up.
I wonder what that was. Yeah, exactly.
So Chris Chadwick, Ultra Runner 1990, has just asked a quick question. So lads, over the past few weeks, he has been getting a grinding type feeling on the right hand side of his right knee, giving him some grief. Feels like something rubbing he's put on the next one, bone or something. I think I had something similar to this. I think it was round about my IT band area.
Yeah, it will be IT band.
It was just really, really painful. I think what sorted it for me was like stretching and
your glutes,
rest.
your hamstrings, and your quads.
You just rest. I think I had to stop running for a week, but that was just due to treadmill running for me. I don't know if any of you guys have had any input like that.
Yeah, that sounds like a tight IT band, which you could alleviate by some deep stretches on your glutes, hamstrings, and quads. Spending like, I don't know, a solid 20 minutes a couple of times a day stretching that out. People don't want to do it, People don't want to do the stretching, but it's how you get rid of these injuries, and it's how you prevent these injuries. And it's what I always say on my YouTube videos, on my Instagram pages, and people ignore it. But there's a reason why I always say stretch after a run. I'm not saying you don't stretch, Chris. This is just a generic thing to everyone. But just invest a little bit more time in the stretching, everyone, and hopefully this sort of stuff doesn't happen as frequently.
Definitely. So Craig has just asked a question. You've all just finished your A race for the year, or A race for the year, and hit a PB. Walk into a pub. What drink do you order?
That's a good question.
A Thatcher's Gold, probably. I'm a cider guy. Are you getting these ready then, Craig? Is that what this is for?
I think he's actually going to meet us at London.
Yeah.
Mine would have to be a pint of Guinness.
Oh, really? I thought you were sponsoring Heineken, Chris, with your Heineken glass.
I'm in the gym. They've only got Heineken or Amstel, so it's a...
Nice. I'm more of a Budweiser guy myself, but can you get that down there? Absolutely. So, unless anybody's got any more questions, I'm quite happy with how the nights went, guys. Have you?
Yeah, definitely.
Let everybody get back to their football matches and stuff. Just quickly, so down in the description below, I have got Chris's Instagram and Sam's Instagram if you want to head over there and check them out. Sam, I've also put in your YouTube in there as well, so the guys can go and subscribe to you and get you a million subscribers.
That's it, yeah, get 1 million.
And I don't know if I've put We're Just Giving in there, I can't really remember, but if the Just Giving's in there, if you're watching this back, I will put it in there. You can head over and donate to mine and Sam's Just Giving page for the London Marathon. And there's John just saying, very good, thanks, guys. So I think we'll end there, guys. Get back to the football and that. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and thanks for the questions.
Cheers.
All right. Take care. See you in a bit. See you in a bit.